This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health routine. If you are stressed, scrolling late at night, and waking up bloated or exhausted, your phone might be quietly destroying your metabolism while you sleep. Most people blame willpower or overeating for weight gain and constant cravings, but something very different is happening inside your body. When you grab your phone after dinner and scroll for hours, you trigger a cascade of stress hormones that literally rewire your metabolism for fat storage. Your cortisol spikes, your sleep quality crashes, and your body shifts into survival mode, holding on to every calorie. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how late-night stress is sabotaging your health, the surprising science behind why this happens, and 3 simple natural fixes you can start tonight to reset your metabolism and reclaim your energy. By the end, you will understand why that harmless late-night scrolling session is causing more damage than a full week of bad eating. Let's start with what is really happening when stress takes over your body. Your nervous system has 2 main modes, like a car with 2 settings. You have the gas pedal, which is your sympathetic nervous system, responsible for fight or flight responses. Then you have the brake pedal, which is your parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for rest, digestion, and healing. When you are constantly stressed and overstimulated, especially at night, you are stuck with your foot on the gas pedal. Your body never gets the signal to shift into repair mode. This creates a domino effect that destroys your metabolism from multiple angles. Here's the first domino. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Cortisol is not inherently bad. It is designed to give you energy during genuine emergencies. But when it stays elevated due to constant stress, it becomes metabolically toxic. High cortisol does 3 devastating things to your metabolism. First, it increases insulin resistance, meaning your cells stop responding properly to insulin. When this happens, your body cannot efficiently use glucose for energy, so it stores it as fat, particularly around your midsection. Second, elevated cortisol breaks down muscle tissue to create glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Muscle tissue burns calories even at rest, so losing muscle directly slows your metabolism. Think of muscle as your metabolic engine. Stress literally dismantles this engine piece by piece. Third, chronic cortisol elevation disrupts your hunger hormones, specifically leptin and ghrelin. Leptin tells your brain when you are full, while ghrelin signals hunger. Stress makes your brain resistant to leptin while increasing ghrelin production. This is why you feel constantly hungry and never satisfied when you are stressed. The second domino involves your sleep architecture. Quality sleep is not just about feeling rested. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which repairs muscle tissue and burns fat. It also clears metabolic waste from your brain and rebalances your hormones. When stress keeps you wired at night, you spend less time in deep sleep stages. Without adequate growth hormone release, your body cannot repair itself or maintain lean muscle mass. Your metabolism essentially goes into hibernation mode, burning fewer calories throughout the day. But here's where it gets really interesting. The third domino connects your gut to your brain through something called the gut-brain axis. About 90% of your serotonin, the neurotransmitter responsible for mood and sleep regulation, is actually produced in your gut, not your brain. Chronic stress damages the delicate balance of bacteria in your digestive system. When your gut microbiome is disrupted, serotonin production plummets. Low serotonin creates a vicious cycle because it makes you more susceptible to stress while making it harder to fall into restorative sleep. Additionally, stress increases intestinal permeability, commonly known as leaky gut. When your gut lining becomes permeable, toxins and undigested food particles enter your bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation. This inflammation directly interferes with insulin signaling, making weight gain almost inevitable. Now let me share something that might surprise you. The number 1 mistake that is ruining your fat burning happens 2 hours before your scheduled bedtime. Most people think they are winding down for the day, but they are actually ramping up their stress response. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production by up to 87%. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is also a powerful antioxidant that helps regulate metabolism and insulin sensitivity. When melatonin production is suppressed, your body loses its natural ability to burn fat overnight. But the screen itself is not the only problem. It is what you are consuming through that screen. Social media, news, emails, and even entertainment shows trigger micro-stress responses. Each notification, each scroll, each emotionally charged piece of content causes a small spike in cortisol and adrenaline. These micro-stressors accumulate throughout the evening, keeping your nervous system in a heightened state long after you have put the phone down. Your brain stays wired, your cortisol remains elevated, and your body never transitions into the parasympathetic state needed for metabolic repair. Research shows that people who use electronic devices within 2 hours of bedtime have significantly higher cortisol levels the following morning. This elevated morning cortisol creates insulin resistance that can last throughout the entire next day, affecting every meal you eat. Quick note: make sure to like and subscribe if this is helpful, so more people can reset their metabolism naturally. And check the description below for your next must-watch video. Now let me give you 3 natural fixes that work with your body's circadian biology instead of against it. These are not complicated protocols or expensive supplements. They are simple strategies based on how your nervous system and metabolism are designed to function. The first fix is what I call the digital sunset protocol. 2 hours before your intended bedtime, create a complete digital blackout. This means no phones, tablets, computers, or television. I know this sounds extreme, but here's why it is so powerful. During those 2 hours, replace screen time with breath work. Specifically, practice the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and exhale for 8 counts. Repeat this cycle 4 times. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and begins lowering cortisol within minutes. The extended exhale is key because it stimulates your vagus nerve, which is like the master switch for your rest and digest mode. When you consistently practice this breathing pattern, you are literally training your nervous system to shift gears more efficiently. Here's the metabolic magic that happens during your digital sunset. Without blue light exposure, your melatonin production begins rising naturally around 9 p.m. Higher melatonin levels improve insulin sensitivity and activate brown fat, which burns calories to generate heat. Simultaneously, your cortisol begins its natural decline, allowing your body to enter a fasted state more effectively. During this fasted state, your body switches from burning glucose to burning stored fat, a process called lipolysis. The second fix involves creating the optimal hormonal environment for fat burning through strategic light and nutrition. After your digital sunset, dim all lights in your home to less than 50% brightness. Use warm-colored bulbs or candles if possible. This supports continued melatonin production while preventing cortisol spikes. During this dim light period, consume a small amount of specific foods that support neurotransmitter production and blood sugar stability. The best options are foods rich in tryptophan and magnesium. Tryptophan is the precursor to serotonin, while magnesium helps regulate cortisol and supports muscle relaxation. Try a small portion of turkey, which contains high levels of tryptophan, paired with a handful of pumpkin seeds for magnesium. Alternatively, you can make a calming drink using chamomile tea with a teaspoon of raw honey and a pinch of sea salt. The honey provides just enough glucose to support tryptophan uptake in the brain, while the salt helps balance electrolytes for better sleep quality. Avoid any foods high in refined sugar or caffeine, as these will spike insulin and interfere with the natural overnight fasting process. Also, avoid large meals within 3 hours of bedtime, as digestion requires energy and keeps your metabolism active when it should be resting. The third fix is a 90-second nervous system reset that you perform right before getting into bed. This technique works by activating your parasympathetic nervous system while simultaneously releasing physical tension that accumulates throughout the day. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Begin breathing slowly and deeply, ensuring that only the hand on your belly moves while the hand on your chest remains still. After 30 seconds of belly breathing, gently rotate your head from side to side 3 times in each direction. This releases tension in your neck and stimulates your vagus nerve, which runs through this area. Next, tense every muscle in your body for 5 seconds, then completely relax for 10 seconds. Repeat this tension and release cycle 3 times. This technique, called progressive muscle relaxation, helps your nervous system recognize the difference between tension and relaxation. Finally, spend the last 30 seconds visualizing your body as completely heavy and sinking into the bed. This mental imagery helps trigger the physical relaxation response and prepares your brain for sleep. Now let's talk about what you can expect when you implement these 3 fixes consistently. Within the first 3 days, you will notice improvements in sleep quality and morning energy levels. Your cortisol rhythm begins stabilizing, which means less afternoon fatigue and fewer evening cravings. After 1 week, your insulin sensitivity starts improving, making it easier to maintain stable blood sugar throughout the day. You will notice fewer energy crashes and reduced hunger between meals. By the 2-week mark, your gut microbiome begins rebalancing, leading to better digestion and increased serotonin production. This creates a positive feedback loop where better sleep leads to better mood, which makes it easier to manage stress. After 30 days, the metabolic changes become more pronounced. Your body becomes more efficient at burning fat overnight, your muscle recovery improves, and your overall stress resilience increases significantly. Here's your challenge for the next 7 days. Implement all 3 fixes starting tonight. Track your energy levels, sleep quality, and how you feel when you wake up. Most people notice significant improvements within just a few days. Remember, your metabolism is not broken. It is just responding to the signals you are sending it. When you change those signals through proper evening routines, you change your metabolic outcomes. Go to the description now to watch your next must-watch video and grab your free keto ebook. Like this video and subscribe for more weekly holistic resets. Thank you for watching.